Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have one of my good friends. It is a 2000 model, 2500. Now in 2000 they still had the OBS body style truck, so it may throw some of you off, but being a 3/4 ton, they still had the OBS body style in 2000. This truck's a 2000 2500. It is a Chevrolet. I know it has a GMC grill in it, but so today the truck actually has a 6-liter in it. And today we are doing, it has a Brian Tooley Stage 2 truck cam, okay? And this cam just got put in here not too long ago. It is a Stage 2 V2, their new version of cams, and I believe it was done with the springs and push rods and all that as well. But the customer's not really happy with the sound that he got from it. And we had to do, when we tuned it, we had to do some like over and under idle timing to get some sound out of it idle, and that's not really what we want to do or how we want to do it. But we're actually switching that Brian Tooley Stage 2 truck, or V2, out for a Texas Speed chopacabra. So that was a cam that I had here in stock. That's what he initially wanted to go with. He couldn't decide between the Stage 2 and the chopacabra, which that's what I had on shelf, and I was like, well, we'll just get it switched out for you. But it has a set of Speed Engineering long tube headers on it already, but other than that, I believe the truck is completely stock. It is a 6-liter, so 6-liter with long tubes. Right now it's got a Stage 2 truck cam, and we are switching it for a chopacabra. I think this is how these trucks should have came from factory. Absolutely no hate on the Vortec 454, great engine, but they should have had aluminum head 6-liter. I know like later 2000 and 2001, they had the cast iron head 6-liter, but I'll start it up here and let you all hear how it sounds. We'll get a good before and after, and we'll get a before and after sound, and I'm hoping we'll be able to tell a big difference, but we'll see. Okay guys, as you can see here, we have the camshaft out. I have my wooden dowel rods in here holding the lifters up. That's very important. You make sure you want to do. I do not know how many miles is on this engine, but just looking at the cam bearings, they look to be in very good shape. That's kind of surprising because I assume they hadn't been replaced on this 6-liter, but here's the camshaft we pulled out. It is the Brian Tooley Stage 2 V2 truck cam 212-218. And going back in with the Texas Speed chopacabra, it is 214-222 at 108 LSA versus a 111. So this Texas Speed cam, it is very similar to the truck Norris, but it should add a lot of sound, add some low-end torque, and even some top-end power with that extra degrees of duration on the intake and the exhaust. But other than that, everything looks good. And as you guys, when you pull stuff apart and you're going back together with like the push rods and stuff, lay them out as they were, like as you pulled them out. Make sure each cylinder, like each push rod goes with the same rocker arm, because stuff wears in differently, and I always like to do that whenever I'm going back in with the same part. But no, everything looks good so far. We're going to get the assembly lube on the new cam, get it slid in, get our crank sprocket or cam sprocket on, make sure it's lined up dot to dot. And we're gonna go back with the assembly. But it does have the BTR 560 springs on it, as you can see. Those are brand new. This cam just got swapped in here, I'm gonna say a few hundred miles ago, but everything looks good and we're going to get going with the new cam. Hey guys, so we got the red truck buttoned up here, got the engine all back together. Everything went back together smoothly. This is of course a LS swapped vehicle, but whoever swapped it, I believe done a really nice job. And overall, you know, there's a few things that's kind of weird on it. Like it has a aftermarket relocated air compressor for the air conditioner, and the belt's kind of funky on it, and it's actually squeaking right now, but I believe it's just due to some antifreeze on it. But overall, this is a very clean swap. I've been impressed with stuff that I've looked at for the most part. Anyway, so we did the Brian Tooley, the Stage 2 truck cam versus the Texas Speed chopacabra. Now, we did it just solely because we did not like the sound of the Stage 2, and I will get a cold start here in just a minute on this truck, but there is a very noticeable difference sound-wise in these two cams. I'll probably put the clips in, I'll play the before and the after, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a cold start on this. And you may not be able to tell as much as in video as you can in person, but there's definitely a noticeable difference on the sound in these two different cams. Now, this is the same tune. The truck gets tuned this afternoon, but this is a direct comparison between this camshaft and that camshaft, same day comparison. So I'll go ahead and get it started here and let you guys hear, and then we'll discuss why it sounds differently. Okay guys, so that was the sound test, that was the after, and I don't know if you can tell in video as much as I can tell in person, but this camshaft is a lot choppier than the other camshaft. Now let's talk about why. So the Stage 2 truck cam, I believe it's a 212, 222, I believe that's what it is. I discussed it in the beginning of this video, but it's a 111 degree lobe separation. Now that 111 has a little bit broader of a power band, a little bit more top end, and a little bit wider range of a power band, but lobe separation more or less has, in my opinion, a direct correlation between idle quality. Now your lower lobe separations, your 106, your 107s, your 108s, I believe this cam here is a 108. That lower lobe separation has different valve events, and it's the different overlap of the valves. Well, that overlap at low RPM causes a rougher idle. Therefore, you have a more choppy, aggressive camshaft. Now, the duration is a little bit different on these cams. I believe 2 degrees on the intake and a few degrees on the exhaust. And that's going to have a difference in power slightly. But the main reason these cams sound that much different is the lobe separation. Now, I think this sounds much better, and I think it's much more appropriate for this truck due to having that more low-speed power and more torque provided by the lower LSA. Now, this is a big, heavy truck, and mainly we're going for sound, but I think there will be a difference, as minor difference between these cams that there is. I think that there will be a difference in off-idle power and torque all the way up in the RPM range that this truck will be used in once we get it tuned properly. I think there will be a big difference. I think the customer will be happy with it. But that pretty much wraps up this. I really enjoyed this because it's a direct comparison, and I don't get to do that very often. I mean, this is the same day, this camshaft versus this camshaft, direct comparison in sound quality. Now, do I think the Stage 2 Brian Tooley truck cam is a bad cam? No, I do not. I think it's a very fine cam. It's just in this 6-liter with that lobe separation, we didn't get the sound and the chop out of it that we wanted. I think we'll be much happier with this chopacabra or the Texas Speed, or the Truck Norris, either one. They're both fine camshafts. I normally run the Truck Norris, but personal preference on brands at that point. But I think they'll be very happy with this one. I think we'll notice some gains all across the board, from sound to low speed power and torque, all the way up to top end once we get it tuned. But that wraps it up for this truck. Thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.